So many times I thought you'd leave me. Broken inside, I feel I've lost my sanity. I don't believe in happy endings. Bottle my pride and hope you'd still love me in the end. Didn't want to leave your arms, but I feel like you won. You left my soul to starve. I don't believe I'm the one. Ooh, I can't show that I'm hurting. You can't know that I'm worried. I gave up in a hurry just to know I'm safe. Love is a fire and I'm burning.
That's on their way. We live a little ways out of town, so it's gonna take a little bit. Come here, Sketchy. As you can see, it's just pouring out. Oh, poor baby. You can see it's just coming out like crazy. When he coughs, he drops down on his front knees, or tries to. I just want to film just to show you guys how fast things like this can happen. He was fine this morning. He's, as far as I know, fine when I took Kamani out for her mile-long walk. We came back from our mile-long walk, and see right there, he just tried to lay down. And this is what's happening. Okay guys, vet's on their way out. Scratchy has choke. We just got back from our walk video that'll probably be up after this video the next day. I called my grandma and told her it was an emergency and sent her some photos. And when I called the vet and described what was going on, she said, yep, it sounds 100% like choke. If you don't know what choke is, it lodges in their throat. They can still breathe, but they can't. Sometimes they can get food and water down, sometimes they can't. Sometimes the more they eat, the more it lodges. They can still breathe, but they can't digest anything, so they can die from it. Yeah. So this is what's going on. This is his breathing. He keeps dropping to the ground. And I'm going to see, like that. And I'm going to see if the vet won't let me video what's going on. He wants Kamani. That's one good thing, is he's still showing that he wants to be with his girl. Here's breathing. No, I don't want your nose on my phone. Thank you. Yep, I've seen it on TV. It's the only reason I know anything about it.
And like I said, pretty good chance I'm going to give him a bloody nose.
That's okay. I can blur it. Come on, back up. No manners, dude. Oh, you dropped a piece of paper. I forgot I was trying to eat.
I don't think this is mine. This looks like a shopping list of some sort.
Oh, I guess that is mine. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll give him a little bit of sedation if
he
fights too much, because his lungs already sound pretty raspy, so he's probably already aspirated some of that material. So he'll go on
how do you know it's choke? I'm like, watched a lot of I've watched Incredible Dr. Pol for the last 5 years, so that's the only reason I know.
I know, that's the worst right there.
It's okay. He's feisty for a little while. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we might want to say that. Just if I got kicked in the face, that would be a great thumbnail. I normally don't record, but I'd rather be educational.
Late tonight, break because he's going to have a lot of irritation.
Oh, yeah.
One, from where he has the obstruction, and two, when he passing that tube and everything, it's definitely going to cause some discomfort with that there. I mean, definitely caught it super early since you saw him before you left, and then an hour later you saw him again. So it was within that time period. Yeah. But depending on...
Well, dude, you're weak.
You go all the way down.
Your bucket's over there. Man, that happened quick. Might want to move your bucket.
No.
That was fast.
Yeah, it kicks in pretty fast.
I've never seen it happen that quickly. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much over you.
No.
I'm a chatterbox.
But, so the biggest thing is with these obstructions, depending on where they're stuck in that esophagus going down in his stomach, is they can get what's called pressure necrosis, and sometimes it causes a stricture there, so he may be prone to choking again in the future.
That's right. He's gonna go down. And he's not too much overweight, is he?
He's definitely chunky,
But he's not.
Yeah, not like crazy. Again.
Easy. Still awake enough to fight, huh? I always wanted to be a vet until I found out how much I had to remember.
I made it all the way down into his stomach. I didn't feel much, like too much resistance.
So is there a possibility of something else?
I mean, like I said, his words sound really raspy. Wake up there. Water's going in nice and easy. And just some that.
Is that not normal?
No, he's just got some mucusy stuff coming out of the other nostril, but so other thing is if he does have like a really bad pneumonia, and that's what's causing that raspiness in his lungs. Not to say he couldn't have a little bit of an obstruction, and my tube, just as I was passing that tube into his stomach, it just pushed that obstruction all the way down and into his abdomen. Most commonly when I do this, it's because they ate grain too fast and they ate people that wasn't so to expand. So most of the time I have to work to get it out of there. But if it's because he has bad teeth and he was just eating long stem grass and it kind of got lodged in there and everything, then maybe my tube was able to pass it as I was passing it through. But that's good though. I mean, he's going on antibiotics anyways no matter what.
So should I keep my mirror away from him?
I would. He's new to your place and your facility.
She's been working since he's been here.
Since he's been here, so.
But I'm saying, like, if it's an pneumonia, do you think it's pneumonia?
It's hard to say. I mean, he definitely has some aspiration pneumonia that is secondary to the obstruction and everything that's going on. But whether he had underlying conditions before or not, it's hard to say because I didn't see how he was before.
Right.
And that kind of makes a difference, you know, in known history. I don't know if he's up to date on all of his vaccines and that sort of thing.
Sorry, we just know he's 14
Okay.
and gelded. That's literally all.
Yeah, all you know about it. Let's see if let me take a look at his mouth.
So, how long would you keep them away from each other?
I usually do at least 2 weeks.
Get off the post.
Yeah, he's definitely got some good hooks on the front premolars there. He's got a big point right there. So yeah, he would definitely benefit from having his teeth floated and kind of evening out those hooks and everything that he has in there. But
can you guys do that while you're here? Or?
No, it's gonna have to be a different thing because I need something to kind of someone else to hold his head, and I don't have any of my dental equipment or anything like that on the truck with me because that's usually not an emergency procedure.
About how much does it cost so I can tell my grandma because she's the one paying the bill. It's her pony.
Yeah, definitely gonna be cheaper bringing him in,
We
like
don't have a
trailing her
trailer.
into the clinic. Okay, I was gonna say because farm call fees eat up a lot of the costs and everything there because I think farm call out here is like 125, 130 somewhere in that range I think. Average dental on a full-size horse is probably 150 to 175. It just kind of depends on what we find when I can see all the way to the back of his mouth and how bad his teeth are and that sort of thing. But the biggest thing is the next few days just really keeping a close eye on him, seeing how he's doing and kind of little bits of feed at a time. Turn him out for an hour, bring him back in for a couple hours, make sure he's still good. Turn him out for a couple hours, bring him back in for a couple hours, and kind of just gradually work him back up to his time out there. So hopefully he has time for the inflammation in his esophagus to go down. So hopefully that doesn't
And if he chokes again,
recur
call again.
all again. Yep. But we'll give him some anti-inflammatories and, like I said, the antibiotics, just because he has already inhaled some of that feed stuff into his lungs. And they kind of get an aspiration pneumonia from that there, and that's kind of why his lungs and everything sound so raspy. As far as sedation that I gave him now, he's not going to fall down. This is as sedate as he's going to get, so I'm not too concerned about that. Horses are really good about catching themselves when they kind of get down and everything like that. But if you notice, he hasn't coughed since I passed that tube, so I imagine whatever it was, I was able to push all the way down into his stomach, and so should be good to go and everything from here. And antibiotics wise, it's a powdered antibiotic, so if you guys have some grain or something like that,
We don't feed grain because we don't
could also mix it with like applesauce or like pancake syrup, that sort of thing. And I could give you a syringe and you can kind of mix it up in the syringe and squirt it into his mouth.
That would work, yeah. Because I've dewormed him once. I dewormed him when we got him.
Okay.
Don't know how often I'm supposed to do
Okay.
it. I'm gonna turn this off now that that's Okay guys, I gotta film this quick before my time runs out. So, Pony is getting medicine. He gets 1 full scoop once a day for 10 days. It's the same stuff Kamani got, except since his teeth are so bad, we're gonna do it through a syringe. And she told me to use mostly water if we were going to do it the grain route, but since we don't have grain, she said I can use my tip that I told you guys, Gatorade, because he is going to have a swollen throat and Gatorade has electrolytes, so if he's not feeling like drinking, he's still getting electrolytes once a day. So I'm going to put my finger on the tip here and going to do 1 full scoop, which kind of surprised me because Kamani gets 2. So 1 full scoop. This is really hard to film. Sorry guys, I'm trying. I also don't want to waste this medicine because it's $50 a bottle. But it actually does come pretty full. So a little bit less than a scoop in there, but I mean, it's not going to be a big deal. Sorry guys. Then I'm going to add the Gatorade in. About that much. Why did I just put that cap on the wrong one? Put this piece in. And I'm going to mix it. Just want as much of the powder out as possible. Kind of figured that was going to happen switching hands. So, let's take you guys out and go give this to Scratchy. I should have put him on the halter before I did this. We're going to try anyway. Tied the halter with one hand. That was fun. Damn it. I got most of it on me. It's hard to hold his head over and get that syringe in his mouth. That's okay, he got most of it. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, okay, guys. So I think I annoyed that vet by asking too many questions, but I've never personally had a horse hear choke. I've only seen it on TV. So long story short, he had a mild choke, because as you've seen, she had no issues getting the tube straight down. And he had to be sedated. As you've seen, he reared up and just about kicked us both in the face. That was fun. No more food at all for the night, besides the little bits of grass that are in his pasture he can nibble on. They're low enough. She said that it's fine. As much water as he wants. He has to be medicated once a day. And then tomorrow he can't go out on full pasture, full graze. For the next 4 or 5 days, he has to go out for like an hour at a time, come in for 2 or 3 hours. She said the main cause could have been when I took Kamani away. He's like super buddy sour, so he could have eaten way too quickly because he was nervous and wanting his girl back. And on top of it, his teeth are really bad, so we're looking for a farrier that can come out and do their feet and their teeth and make it one trip. So we're looking into that. And Kamani has to stay away from him for 2 weeks. No contact. So I will definitely have to start working her on his schedule of when he's out grazing, because he has pneumonia and that is contagious to horse. And as for the warts on Kamani's nose, I also asked her about those. She has a bunch of warts on one side of her face. The vet said those are all fine as long as they're not massive and, you know, growing like really, really fast or blocking her airway or anything like that, then they're fine. She said I have to take a pair of pliers and crush them and squeeze them off, and it'll take 3 months for them to completely go away. So yeah, so this vet visit costed about $300, and I actually talked to her about doing a pregnancy test on Kamani and found out that I don't have to take her in. They can do it out here because we have a medicine chute. We have running water, and they're able to sedate her. We have lights, all that stuff. So it'd be about $300 for Kamani to get pregnancy checked. I'd rather pay the $100, but I don't have a horse trailer. So looks like I'm saving up $300 to get Kamani to the vet, not $100. Yikes. So I'd rather know than not know. That is what happened. We literally, you guys will see tomorrow the vlog of me and Kamani going on a bunch of firsts for her. And I literally brought her home, and this is what happened. So emergencies can happen really, really quickly. And this is why I'm saving up money for making t-shirts for you guys to go into a separate bank account for a car and vet bills and things like that. So just so you guys know, things like this happen. And now we're looking for a farrier to do his teeth. Alright guys, bye!